guys, you're doing Mesopotamia city drawing day 2. We're going to go over the learning target. You understand the characteristics of a city in ancient Mesopotamia. So you're drawing your own city state. Maybe you're from ancient Sumer. You're a Sumerian. You're drawing your ancient city. First, I want to go over the question of the day with you. So the question of the day, describe the two, or you could add more, shelters or houses that you drew in your Mesopotamian city. Explain how they are different. So remember, one of the checkpoints on your rubric, handy dandy rubric, was the shelters, which needed to show social hierarchy. So remember, there's a pyramid that we can see in the textbook, and at the top was the king, and then we have the priests, and then we have lords and merchants and artisans, and then at the bottom we have servants or just the peasants. So your job was to show 2 or more different shelters or houses that depicted or showed what that social hierarchy was. So what did the kings live in versus what did the lowest class live in? So please make sure that you did that. So please describe those 2 in your question of the day. Maybe you haven't even decided yet, so this is a good time for you to think about it. Write it down, jot it down. Let Mrs. DeAngelis and I know what you're going to put in your drawing, and then explain how they're different there. And then also list the 2 specialized jobs that you choose to implement in your city. Does anyone know what the word implement means? It means how will you choose to show that in your city or apply it to your city, okay? So what are those specialized jobs that you're going to be adding? Remember, you needed a minimum of 2 there. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to finish your city today. When you are finished with your city, you and your pod mate, whoever is your partner in your classroom, as soon as you're both done, you can go ahead and switch, and we'd like you to use that rubric. We'd like you to use this blank column right here with your partner. So go through and write down, okay, they had, for their food sources, they had crops, check, right? They had whatever, fishing, check, by the river, okay? So go ahead and use that rubric, go through, and then score them at the end. And it's really good practice for you to utilize a rubric to make sure you have everything done. Something that my class is learning right now in science or in tech ventures is if I don't have everything on the rubric, then I don't get as good of a grade. And I worked as hard as the person next to me, I just didn't check the rubric. So we are really trying to use this rubric for you and a peer to go over it. We will be grading it at the end. We'll make sure that everything is correct. But that's your chance, once you're done with your peer, to go through and say, oh, my friend noticed that I only have 1 specialized job. Now I can quick add another one, and now I get a better grade when Miss Richards or Mrs. DeAngelis grades it. Okay, so please use that once you're done. If you need the whole time to finish your city, that's totally fine. Use the rubric yourself to go through and check things, and then we'll grade those at the end, like I said. So you have the whole class period to work on this. If you finish early, some of you guys are real go-getters, that's fine. You can begin reading Chapter 3, Section 3, and then allow yourself some time to do the reflection at the end of the hour. Let's talk about your reflection quickly. So your reflection is the same reflection as yesterday, one more time. Do it again. Think about the people that could have lived in your city that you're drawing right now, and give 2 more responses to the same question that we had yesterday, but please think critically. So for the first one, what could be a benefit to the simple way of life in Mesopotamia compared to your world today? So you're thinking about positives. What are the positives that these people experienced living in such a simple and honest way, right? So things were without super high-tech phones and skyscraper buildings, although they did have huge stone buildings. They didn't have the same type of buildings we have today. They didn't have grocery stores. They had to, go to maybe the market or just go straight to the fields and get their food, or they went hunting. So what are some positives to this way of life? I know my class thought of some really good ones, like they probably were really healthy and strong and fit because they had to do so much physical labor, right? That could be one. But you think of some. Think of specific things, not just technology, right? So number two is what is something we have today? If we could take something today and send it through a time portal, what would be something that you think, oh, they would probably really benefit from that? And I know one of the kids in my class said that maybe like a crane because they could build taller buildings if they had a big crane machine. And that's a really good example in my opinion. So just think outside the box. Don't be vague. So we want to see a few more thoughts that you have on that one. Very good job. Looking forward to seeing your drawings. Some of you guys are quite the artists, and it's been really fun to grade some hard copy picture things that you guys have been doing so well in. So keep up the good work. I'm going to sign off for today. Turn in that city. It is due today via your crew teacher, and then virtual kids, you can use your online notebook. Awesome. Have a great day, guys.